Hi, everybody. Hi. And for those of you I haven't met yet, my name is Reverend Ken Daigle. I have the honor of being the senior minister here. And this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. And especially as Deanne mentioned at the beginning, we've named this section of our year Vision Quest 2020, because here is the last Sunday of January, right? Already a month has gone by in January in 2020, and we might have started off with our New Year's resolutions, and we might have invested some time in thinking about what 2020 would be, but have we really taken any firm behaviors or patterns or real thought into what do we want? What do you want 2020 to be for you? Are you just waiting for it to show up just like 2019 did? Or are you planning for what might go wrong? Right? Oh, protecting and hoarding and stepping back. In this lesson today, in this talk, we're going to explore how we can proactively vision, to play with our power of imagination to create the 2020 that we really want. So, what do you really want your 2020 to be? What do you want it to be like? Do you want to have a prosperous 2020? Do you want to have more than enough money to do the things that you desire and to put some away in the bank too, right? Do you want more healthy and vital relationships in your life? With the people that are already there, where communication opens up and you get to go deeper with the people you love? And that the new people that come into your life, do you want them to see who you really are? Right? And for yourself, are we playing small? Or are we stepping up into our full power, our full potential, and living the life that we're really here to do? To be, to have, and to make the impact on the world that we really know is ours to do. I need the reminder for myself. And luckily, I have a couple really tiny reminders that daily show me how to play, how to imagine. If you're around kids, you know that they have no trouble in 1 second imagining to be any kind of animal. At 1 second, my daughter's a dog, she's a frog, they're hopping over things, they're jumping over the furniture. There is no limit to what they can be. And if an obstacle or something doesn't work out right, they just change course and do something else or pretend like that doesn't matter, right? They don't start screaming at the object in their way. They use it. And it's amazing. They'll turn anything into their pirate ship. They'll turn anything into the castle. The tent is just the sheets off the bed. I have to make the bed again. And I'm not going to squelch the play, the imagination for them like I do for myself, right? They can be princesses in a fairy tale lair hidden away in the dark forest of my backyard. Or they can be superheroes. Major, powerful superheroes leaping off the couch and saving the day, rescuing their brother or sister from imaginary arrows and bullets. And they know that that is their special gift, their special superpower, their really calling to be. And our New Thought teachings about visualization, we think when I walked into a Unity church and first heard them, I was like, wow, that's amazing. Boy, this is radical. I can't wait to apply this in my life. And I did. But the longer I stayed around, I realized this has been going on in my childhood all the time, right? As a kid, I read this book. How many people read this, right? I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. That's a New Thought affirmation embedded into a children's book that we all studied. And then that affirmation in adulthood sometimes becomes, I can't. You can't. right? My favorite things. When I get worried, when the bee stings, I simply remember brown paper packages tied up with string. And then I don't feel so bad. And yellow pumpkins can become a golden carriage. It's possible. It's absolutely possible when you believe. But somehow, we get told to leave these things behind because they're childish. But there's a huge difference between childish and childlike. We can all recognize childish is when we yell at inanimate objects. It's when we have a tantrum because it's not working out the way we thought it should. That tantrum may not be physical like I just did, but we all know we have those tantrums in our head. We have to storm off and go take a time out. Right? A mental time out. Childish, we can all recognize, is totally different than childlike. Childlike is remembering who we really are, right? And remembering that life is meant for fun, for play, for enthusiasm, for breaking boundaries, for knowing that railings are meant to slide down. That's what they're there for. And wheelchairs are to run around with and do wheelies and have a blast. That's what we get to be when we have the heart of a child. We get to stay in that creative understanding of life itself. But all too often, we get caught up in the doing, in the job, in the task, in the bills, in the worry, in the boss. If it only wasn't for that boss. And look at all my staff right now. If it wasn't for all the things that he demands, all the things he wants or she wants, if she would only be nicer to me. And we get to rethink this. Dr. Stuart Brown is a professor at Berkeley and wrote a book about play, about how in play we can imagine and experience situations we have never encountered before and learn from them, right? And that's why all the major companies here in the Valley, in the Silicon Valley, understand this and have playrooms built in their communities. They have structures set up so that their employees have time to play, to meditate, to think outside of the box, because constant innovation is essential to their survival, right? So what's the best way to do that? Is to play. When we play, we put together new neural pathways in our brain. When we do that, we put something that has never existed before together, and we become creative. Without play, we keep doing the same old thing time after time after time. And what is the saying? If nothing changes, nothing changes, right? And they're surprised when our life turns out the same. Well, I did the affirmation, I live a vibrant life, but we didn't take time to play. Is play part of your vibrant life? And if it's not in your definition of a vibrant life, I invite you to go back and look at that. Right? Abundance, which we're studying in the First Steps class right now, is also leisure and playtime. Abundance just isn't work, home, relationships. It's time for your soul to be restored in the art of play. But I know I've been in this place before, where I'm chained to the work and chained to the desk. And luckily, I have a really good friend in my associate minister, and we call each other on it when we get into this feeling that, all the work we have to do, and the pushing the boulder up the hill, or chained to the laptop or to the phone. I went to a speaker conference at the Battery yesterday. It's called Sparked. And so for Battery members come together, and they have these incredible speakers come in. And I went to a talk by this woman from Marin County. She's a perfect California girl, born and raised here in California, a nice Jewish girl from Marin. And she's written a book called 24/6, and how she and her family have taken Shabbat, Tech Shabbat, every week. From Friday night to Saturday night, they turn off all screens and devices in their home. And she's written a book about how it has expanded their life, how it has opened up their creativity. And she has an 11-year-old daughter who says, she'd say to Mom, "I'm bored." And she goes, "Good, that's where creativity comes from. When you're bored, you're forced to be creative." But what do? I have a moment off, let me pull up my phone. Let me see if anybody's texted. Let me see if anybody's liked my posts. Because then if they like my posts, I'm real. I'm validated. I'm okay. And we fill every moment with work. Because when you're looking, even if you pull out your phone to look at the time, oh, there's that email. There's that person that wants you to respond instantly. And every moment then becomes work. We don't leave our work at the office anymore. We take it home with us in our pocket. We put it on the side of our bed. I hear the bling of an email coming in at 5 a.m. because someone's emailing me from the East Coast, right? And all of a sudden, my day's off and running. What if we took time to really play, to really try to unchain ourselves from the technology we all love, but is taken over? Do you know that Steve Jobs never had an iPhone? He refused to have one because he didn't want to be tied to it. He'd sit in meetings and he'd take the iPhone off his worker's desk next to him and make phone calls on it. But he didn't own one himself. Right? What choices can we make so we can see a bigger life? In a Sabbath, in a time down from the constant input, our minds get to visualize the life we want to have. We get to play in imagination, the power of imagination, to imagine a life that isn't run by the clock, that isn't run by that schedule, but that would feed our souls. So I offer that to you as a possibility for what we could do to expand us. Because visualization makes the impossible possible. When we do the Cinderella story, which we've done a couple times here, I always point out that the fairy godmother, when she shows up, and for those of you who don't know, there are Cinderella myths in every culture across the years. And when I was watching, again with Roma, my biggest teacher right now, I was watching the new Aladdin with Will Smith, right? The new Aladdin. And I'm watching the movie and I realize, oh my God, this is a Cinderella story in reverse. It's a princess and a poor suitor, Cinderella. And it's the exact same story, but it's reverse genders. And it's so amazingly powerful that is something in our lives. But in that story, the genie or the fairy godmother does not create what's needed out of thin air. They transform something already in Cinderella's or Aladdin's life into what's needed for the visualization to come true, for the dream of their heart to make manifest in the world, right? So I come back to the question I had for you earlier. What is it that you want your 2020 to be like? Do you want a new relationship? Do you want different work? Do you want that special someone to come and snuggle up next to you? Do you want to start that company you've always dreamed of? Do you want to take on a leadership position and show the world who you really are? Can you step in to being your whole, powerful, magnificent self? You are made in the image and likeness of God. You are divinity defined, as Misa sang earlier. Divinity in physical expression. So when we step into that, we get to set the course for what we want 2020 to be. And I want all of us to claim the highest and best. We've been talking about it since the beginning of January. Name and claim. You had a white stone if you were here for the white stone ceremony. Name and claim your highest good. So I'm going to give you one more opportunity to name and claim your highest good. In the seat in front of you, and for those of you in the front row, Deanne is passing this out right now, there is a postcard. And on the back of the postcard, there is a space for you to write a note to your future self, naming and claiming what you want your 2020 to be, how you want to show up in it, what you want to manifest in 2020. I invite you to take this moment now to write this out. But before you do, I want to point this out. Children love playing superheroes, right? That they put on a cape or a trash bag or a blanket and they leap off the furniture and they know the truth of who they are and that anything is possible. As we get like a little older, we get talked out of that. But their superheroes still exist. They may take on different forms and they may be more powerful. What's yours? Even in our moments of frustration, even in our moments of anxiety and struggle, we can know the truth that we are more powerful than we can ever imagine. We can open up our suit and let our superheroes show. I love our logo. It is us exploding, right? And no matter our age, no matter our gender, no matter our position in life, where is your superhero that's longing to come out? I invite you to take this moment and to write it down, to call it out, to address this to yourself. And when the offering basket comes around in a few minutes, to put it in. We'll put a stamp on it, and at some point during this year, I'll mail it back to you as a little reminder that you are more than you think you are. That you have dreams and a role to fulfill in this life. And the world's counting on you to show up. Superpowers, super arms, super heart, super soul.